Hello, hello, hello.
Does it work?
Yep, it does work.
That's good. Just checking.
Oh, we're not live. Yeah, I don't think. Or maybe we are live. Hello, everybody. We are alive. We're having sound issues. I apologize. So Eli Lilly has just sued two major compounding pharmacies, Empower and Strive, over copies of its blockbuster weight loss drugs. But this lawsuit isn't just about legality. It's about control, profits, and what it could mean for your access to GLP-1s. Welcome back to the Downsized. If you're new to our channel, I'm Christopher Durham, and
I'm Lorraine Durham.
we've been sharing our real-life GLP-1 weight loss adventure for more than a year now. Together, Lorraine and I have lost over 150 pounds using Zepbound, Mounjaro, and tirzepatide. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
I'm married to Christopher Durham. I started at 193 pounds. I'm a 5'5" mom of three. I'm 56 years old, and I went from 193 pounds to today I was 139 pounds. So 53-ish pounds. Mm-hmm. And I'm currently in maintenance taking compounded tirzepatide, and that's my story.
Oh, and I started at 286.4 pounds. And as of this morning, I've been on maintenance a few weeks now. So I'm down 102 pounds. And I've taken tirzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro. So we have kind of been all in on this. And as you know, we started the Downsized because we know how hard it can be to battle the disease of obesity and navigate the world of GLP-1s, the complicated healthcare system, and the constant stream of headlines. And because we believe patients deserve clear, honest information. But more than that, we wanted to build a community and help put a human face on this story, to tell the real stories of the millions of people suffering from overweight or obesity who are fighting every day to get access to these life-changing medications. And before we get into today's story, I want to acknowledge something up front because it's the elephant in the room. Mochi Health is a sponsor of the Downsized. Lorraine and I have been Mochi patients. Empower, one of the pharmacies named in this lawsuit, is one of Mochi's largest pharmacies. We've always been transparent about our relationships, and we will continue to be. That said, we have not spoken to Mochi about these lawsuits, and we do not have any insight into how they are reacting to this situation. And as always, we're not doctors, we're not lawyers, we're patients, we're moms, we're dads, we're a suburban couple. We're sharing this story because it matters to anyone who's using GLP-1s to treat the disease of obesity. And if you find news like this helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss future updates. So, on to the news. This morning, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly filed lawsuits against two major compounding pharmacies, Empower Pharmacy and Strive Pharmacy. Both companies are accused of illegally selling unapproved versions of tirzepatide, the active ingredient in Lilly's FDA-approved medication Zepbound and Mounjaro.
And frankly, we saw this coming. We've talked about this for months. Once the FDA removed tirzepatide from the shortage list, and a federal judge ruled that mass compounders couldn't legally keep making copies, we knew Lilly would probably move aggressively to shut it down, and today they did. These lawsuits will also be the first real test of Lilly's ability to take on compounding pharmacies in court. Now that Zepbound and Mounjaro are officially off the FDA's shortage list, and make no mistake, what happens in these cases could set the roadmap for what comes next, not just for tirzepatide, but for other GLP-1 medications too. Because Novo Nordisk, the maker of Wegovy and Ozempic, is watching closely. You better believe they're watching closely.
Right, they are.
Their medications will generally no longer be eligible for compounding after the end of May. What Lilly is doing now could be the clear path for Novo to follow.
So let's take a look at what Lilly claims. In the lawsuit, Lilly accuses both Empower and Strive of selling unauthorized, unapproved tirzepatide products. Empower sold an oral tirzepatide tablet and an injectable tirzepatide mixed with vitamin B3. Strive sold injectable tirzepatide combined with additives like vitamin B12 or glycine. They also accuse them of making false claims about the safety, effectiveness, and legality of their compounded tirzepatide. They accuse them of using Lilly's own clinical research data to market their unapproved products. They accuse them of falsely advertising these products as personalized or safer alternatives to Lilly's FDA-approved medications. Lilly's legal filing goes so far as to say Empower is experimenting on consumers with untested and unproven products. Now, this is a 44-page document, so if you want to read it, it's all available. I'll put a link to it. It's important to understand who these compounders are and how big this fight really is. Empower operates both a 503A state licensed pharmacy and a 503B FDA registered outsourcing facility. On their website, Empower describes their operation as a state-of-the-art facility that uses advanced technology and equipment to produce high-quality custom medications at scale. Their 503A pharmacy serves patients with prescription-specific compounded medications, while their 503B facility supplies healthcare providers and hospitals.
Strive, on the other hand, is a 503A pharmacy. That means they are regulated at the state level and are supposed to fill individual patient-specific prescriptions, not produce medications in bulk or at mass scale. Lilly's lawsuit argues that Strive's operations cross that line by creating and selling compounded tirzepatide with added ingredients like vitamin B12 and glycine, and marketing them in ways that could mislead patients. Lilly's lawsuits also point to Empower's prior regulatory history, including FDA warning letters and product recalls, alleging unsafe practices. The lawsuit against Empower was filed in New Jersey federal court. The case against Strive was filed in Delaware federal court.
So what is Lilly asking for? Lilly is not holding back in these cases. They're asking the courts to, and this is a good list here, number one, permanently stop Empower and Strive from selling or distributing any compounded tirzepatide products. That includes Empower's oral tablet, their injectable tirzepatide and niacinamide combination, and Strive's vitamin additive tirzepatide injections. They're also asking the court, number two, to prohibit them from claiming their products are equivalent, safer, or better than FDA-approved medications. Number three, they're asking them to stop them from citing Lilly's clinical trials in any marketing. Number four, they're asking to require them to issue corrective advertising. That means Empower and Strive would have to publicly state that their compounded tirzepatide products were never tested in clinical trials, were never FDA approved, and are not proven safe or effective. So here's where it gets exciting. They're asking for the court to award financial damages to Lilly, specifically around, number one, they want all profits made from selling compounded tirzepatide. Number two, they want treble damages. That's right, treble, it's a weird kind of legal word. It means that's actually tripling the amount of actual damages. Number three, they want punitive damages. So they want all the money you made, all the profit.
Times three.
Times three, well, plus times three, plus they want punitive damages. So a spanking, basically, in money form. They want all their attorney's fees and court costs covered. They want a pre and post judgment interest, so interest on all of that money. And finally, Lilly wants a jury trial. They want the case heard in front of American people.
Why would they want that?
You know, I think they have just gone in guns blazing. It's just... You know, during the one of the wars, it was shock and awe. This is shock and awe.
Well, they'll get a lot of press coverage, I guess, from it.
So here's something you should know. Strive and Empower are not small players. They've been supplying tirzepatide to several popular telehealth platforms, including Lavender Health and Mochi Health, two companies that have promoted access to compounded GLP-1 medications when FDA-approved versions were hard to get or expensive. And as we noted, we have used Mochi and have been sponsored by Mochi. Neither Lavender Sky nor Mochi Health responded to questions from CNBC. So obviously, Mochi's in California. They were probably still asleep when CNBC sent this out.
It's probably 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's probably 5 a.m.
And then in California time, it's probably 2 a.m.
Yep. So it goes without saying this latest move is particularly challenging for Mochi Health because it comes shortly after they were forced to move many of their prescriptions to Empower after the state of Washington shut down their primary pharmacy, Akita. For their patients, for us, this isn't just another legal headline. It's yet another disruption in access to medication they depend on. Now, we don't really know how this is going to impact anybody, so you guys can ask. We really do not know. It's not going to be good, though.
This isn't just another lawsuit. This is part of a much larger effort by Lilly to control the entire tirzepatide market and eliminate compounded versions of their medications. For many patients, like me, compounded tirzepatide became an option when Zepbound and Mounjaro were too expensive, not covered by insurance, or simply unavailable during the shortage. It filled a gap for patients like us who had nowhere else to turn. For those still holding on to hope that compounded tirzepatide would survive beyond the shortage window, today's news might feel like the end. Lilly is moving aggressively to shut down mass compounding, and this lawsuit is a clear step in that plan. So the clock is almost run out. Compounded tirzepatide filled a real need when things were at their worst. When insurance wouldn't cover Zepbound, when Mounjaro was nowhere to be found, compounded meds gave people another option. For a lot of folks, it was the only option. So
I've been saying this for months. Compounded tirzepatide was always on borrowed time. And now that time's almost up. And here's why. The system was broken long before the lawsuit showed up. These medications have always cost more in the United States than just about anywhere else. But when the shortages hit, compounders stepped in and they could legally do it under FDA regulations. And that changed everything. Their lower prices forced Big Pharma to react. Whether they'll admit it or not, it's probably why Lilly did something we've never seen before, offering Zepbound vials directly to patients for $499 a month with no insurance required. That doesn't happen without compounders shaking things up. But now, Lilly's supply is back, or at least according to the FDA. The lawsuits have started, and access to compounded tirzepatide could well dry up, and it could be fast. If you're still using a compound, now's the time to start thinking about, honestly, it's almost past time, about what's next. Whether that means switching meds, fighting for insurance coverage, or locking in that $499 offer before it's gone. The bottom line is this. Compounded GLP-1s made a real difference. They helped people when nothing else did, but the clock's running out and you need to be ready for what's next. So Lorraine and I have always said that patients deserve affordable, accessible, safe treatment for the disease of obesity. But let's be honest, this lawsuit isn't just about patient safety. It's about patents, profits, and market control over patients. It's about a pharmaceutical company working to protect its exclusive rights and its financial interests, even if that means eliminating lower cost options for patients who need this medication to live healthier lives. But let me be very clear. We appreciate the work Lilly has done to bring these life-changing drugs to market. They own the patents and they should profit from them. But Americans should have affordable access to these medications, access that is not more expensive than anywhere else in the world. Lilly has already proven they can sell tirzepatide for far less. Just look at their recent launch in India, where Zepbound is being offered for around $200 a month. Not to mention the lower prices they've set in multiple other countries. They could do the same thing here. Launch Zepbound and Mounjaro at $200 a month in the US, save the millions they're about to spend in legal fees, and capture not only the wallets, but the hearts of the 74% of Americans living with overweight and obesity. Lilly has a choice. They can be the hero patients deserve or the greedy villain everyone expects. It's up to them.
At the Downsized, we will continue to follow this story and every development that affects patients like us. Patients who are simply trying to access life-changing medication without being priced out or shut out. And let me be fully transparent. This story hits close to home. Compounded tirzepatide was an integral part of our own weight loss adventure. Christopher and I have both used compounded tirzepatide when the FDA-approved options were out of reach financially or just in shortage. And Christopher's used all three, Zepbound, Mounjaro, and compounded tirzepatide along the way. What we do know is that this is deeply concerning, not just for us, but for every patient and every provider who has tried to make these medications more accessible. Because behind every lawsuit, every price increase, and every policy decision are real people like us, like you, millions of people living every day with overweight or obesity. Obesity is a disease. These stories matter, and we're here to make sure those stories are heard. And if you're frustrated by what's happening, you're not alone. We're frustrated too. This fight isn't just happening in courtrooms, it's happening in Washington too. Patients deserve better. If you believe, like we do, that GLP-1 medications should be affordable and accessible for everyone who needs them, now is the time to speak up. Reach out to your elected officials, call your congressperson, tell them that obesity is a disease and that patients shouldn't be priced out of treatment. Because nothing will change unless patients, advocates, and voters demand it.
So if you want clear, honest, and patient-focused updates about what's really happening in the world of GLP-1s, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll keep cutting through the noise and bringing you the truth as we see it. So let's see who's out there. So it looks like we've got 201 people out there, 45 likes. If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. I don't know if we have any real answers to all of that other than just this is the news as it is today. But let's see who's out there. Let's see. Beeps says hello. Thin from Within, who's a member, says good morning. Dennis Walker. Let me see if you got questions out there.
Mindy's here.
Oh, Mindy, hello.
Hey, Mindy.
Michael Clanton says just preliminary fight for the main event. Now, this is coming up on the main event, Michael.
Yeah. So if these things go forward, and they're pushing them forward.
Yep.
And they want a jury trial. Like,
well, I mean, that would be the main event.
That would definitely be quite a circus, wouldn't it? So,
so the real question becomes is, will these pharmacies stand up and actually want to take it to court, or are they just going to go, oh, no, we're out?
Yeah. I mean, who can fight a giant like Eli Lilly? They have billions. They're making billions per quarter. What are you doing, Chris?
Trying to make that work. It's not working right for me.
They're making billions per quarter on these medications, and it's their patent. And if the drug, the FDA said these drugs aren't in shortage anymore, so now compounding, is not necessarily approved. So Eli Lilly is saying, y'all better stop, or we're going to take all your money. So
times three
plus legal fees plus punitive damages. I mean,
yeah,
dang.
Terry Abbott says I ordered my RX beginning of March, still haven't received Mochi. Won't send me a refund. You just got to stay on them. And honestly, if you need to file a dispute on your credit card, go for it. GLP-1 Journey in Review says, hi, both of you. Thanks for all you do. Thank you very much, Lori, for being a member. You can read it up there.
Well, I have to look over here because see if you can slide it that way.
Let's see if we can.
Technology is always, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Can you click on it?
If I could, I would, my love.
All right. I'm going to be, I'll look like I'm not looking at you, but I am because I have to read it over here. But now he's moved it over here. Oh, wait, there it is. No. Can you expand that?
If I could, I would.
All right.
Yeah, some days technology is a challenge.
Mitten Honey, longtime viewer, first time commenting. Good morning. Thanks for the update. You're welcome. So, a lot of people are asking about Mochi, and I've been with Mochi since February of 2023.
Yep.
Anyway, a long time. No. February 2024. Anyway, about a year, a little over a year. I've got an order that's pending. When everything got moved over to Empower a couple weeks ago, Empower just had thousands of prescriptions moved over there. So they're still trying to work through them. If you're having trouble, I was able to call yesterday and I got through on the Mochi customer service line after about 20 minutes. So you can try that. You can also send a message through the portal. You can also send a message to Mochi using the email address hello@joinmochi.com. That's hello@joinmochi.com. I've reached out to Mochi and asked, what's going to happen if Empower goes away, what's next, and I haven't got a response yet.
Yeah, so we don't know. We have no idea, and we're just as concerned as you guys are.
I applied for a job at Empower a few weeks back. They couldn't meet my salary expectation. Guess I dodged a bullet there. Maybe so.
Maybe so. Let's see. Wayne Whitmer says, going after the big guns, are they? Yep, yeah. They are. Hello, Anna Hoover.
Hey, Anna.
What the holy hell? Want the profits too? Well, yeah. They're not messing around, folks.
They're not messing around. And they, this is kind of like, David and Goliath, right? They're just this mammoth, big pharmacy, billions of dollars per quarter of profit, giant. We've seen what money can do, right? We've seen in America what money can do. So, it's very concerning. It's very disturbing. Eli Lilly, if you're watching, we just want access to these medications.
Yeah.
We want affordable access. Our health insurance does not cover weight loss medications. I know, like a lot of you out there, you can't get access through your health insurance. So, that's all we want. I've lost over 50 pounds. Christopher's lost 102 pounds. We talk to people every single day who these medications these GLP-1s and GIPs have changed their life, right? So, if thousands of people are going to lose access through compounding, there's going to be a lot of very angry and unhappy people. So, us included.
Milagros Hernandez says, I ordered Barks and haven't received any message yet. I believe that. Cindy says, greeted its finest. Michael Clanton says, Lily can ask for those judgments, but getting it is another story. And yes, it is drama, scare, hype, if you ask me. Oh, it absolutely is. This is designed to be shock and awe. This is designed to have, they're hoping they don't have to go to court. I can assure you, they're hoping
these people just roll up and go home.
Do a settlement and move on. Will it ever go to court? Who knows? If it does, how long will it take? How will it impact what's available? We really don't know. I would imagine next step would be Lilly asking for a preliminary injunction to shut both these guys down. Who knows? Val F says, wow. Yes, and thanks for being a member, Val. Shelly, can you read it right there, Dawn?
Look here, look there.
I know. It's the technology.
Technology is sometimes a challenge, even for us here at the Downsized. Thanks so much for the news. That is not good. I would let you guys know, if you're a Mochi customer, that Empower Pharmacy has an app which you can download. You can enter your name, your phone number, maybe your date of birth, your email address, and they can pull what prescriptions they have. You can see what prescriptions they have pending for you. So that might be a way to see if your prescription is there, if it's in process, what's happening. I was able to get some information that way last night.
So Milagros says, hi there, nice to see you guys. Hope Lily will lower the price. Maybe, who knows? Azam says, where did you guys see they want damages in a jury trial? I'm pulling that directly from the court case.
Yeah. It's, what did you say, a 47-page document?
44.
So Christopher's read through it all, sorted through it all. Can anyone go pull this document?
You have to pay for a membership to Pacer Monitor.
Okay, we pay for the membership so we can get all the court filings, so we can bring you this information. The story broke this morning with a kind of a summary of this, but we dug into the actual 44-page document. Okay, which you can only get if you pay the membership fee to this service that does it.
It's long. it's a lot.
Yeah. And that's what's kind of so disturbing. We all knew there had to be an off-ramp once the drugs weren't on shortage. We need to pressure Lilly to lower price points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing is, I think if they lowered a couple more doses, or if they'd introduced a couple more doses in vials, so they're still missing 12.5 and 15. And they're not getting PBM prices, they could come down in price and still be wildly profitable. If you believe the Congressional Budget Office's estimate, these are about $5 a dose to make. Even if you threw in another $50, $100 for profits and marketing and all, and innovation and all that stuff, you could still get wildly profitable on a couple $100 a month. If you're
selling it for $200 a month in India, why can't we have it for $200 a month direct in America? Just seems logical to me. I don't know. Lilly is using the profits of their users for lawsuits. Yes, they absolutely are. They absolutely are, and they can. I just refilled my semaglutide with Strive. We'll see if they offer a 3-month refill. We'll call my doctor to write a branded prescription. Yeah. So, I had a doctor's appointment last week, talked to my doctor about the compounding and the Lilly Direct vials, and I asked her if she'd write me a prescription for the Lilly Direct vials, and she said, well, can you still get compounding? And I said, well, yeah. She said, well, I'd get that. It's cheaper. I'd get that until you can't get it anymore. And she said, then I'll write you a prescription for Lilly Direct if you want that. So reach out to your doctor, reach out to your healthcare provider, and start thinking about it, because I know, some of these people have been waiting for their medication to ship and they're getting close to the end of their supply, right? So that can be very frustrating. It can be very scary. We certainly don't want that to happen. And, talk to your healthcare provider about other options.
Lisa says, yes, once they stop compounders, the prices will mysteriously rock up. It's possible, Lisa. My guess would be that's not what's going to happen, because what we have seen the last few quarters is Lilly has not met Wall Street's expectations on sales and profits.
Right.
They're not going to do that by raising prices on the small volume, but they can do that by lowering prices and getting a larger volume. So I think in order to hit Wall Street expectations, they're going to have to sell a lot more, and they can't do it at $1,000.
Yeah, I don't think they'll raise the prices. I think, it's at this point, it's stay the same or come down. But, what do we know? We're guessing, right? How about all the people get together and file a lawsuit because they are excluding lower income individuals? Well, they can, because this is America.
We're not attorneys, but I'm not sure how that would have standing. Somebody with a lot more legal knowledge than I would.
They've created this drug, right? It's their patent. It was their research and development that brought it to market, that did the clinical trials. They own it, and they can price it however they want. They can price it for $200 a month in India. They can price it for $1,000 a month in the US.
Yep.
So, I think it behooves us to just try to pressure them. I don't know if we even can, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They could dominate the market if they would just lower the prices. They are dominating the market.
Well, Novo Nordisk still has 50 plus percent of it.
Is Novo still bigger?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tight race between Novo and Lilly, right?
Well,
in terms of these GLP-1s.
In their long-term planning, they see everyone nipping at their heels. They know
Lilly sees everyone, or Novo sees everyone?
Both of them.
Yeah.
They know in the next year to 2 years, another at least 4, 5, 6 meds come on board that are asking for this business. So, the quicker they can capture market share, the better off they're going to be. Wayne Whitmer, hello, sir. Thank you for being a member. He says ShedRx is also striving. These are two of the biggest pharmacies. I think they're handling a lot of folks. Mark Klein, what is Brello? I don't know, Mark.
I think it's a telehealth company.
It is, but I think he's asking.
Oh, what pharmacy do they use? We don't know.
Jen says Red Rock sent me an email on March 28th that they are still filling script. Well, that was a couple days ago, so we'll see what they say today.
Maybe Mochi moves everything to Red Rock. Also, this story said that Lilly has sent over 50 cease and desist letters out. So maybe Red Rock got one too. I don't know.
And if not, there might be a lawsuit coming there too. So
please hit like and subscribe. Thanks for the reminder, Val. We've got about 280 viewers, 94 likes. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you'll like and subscribe to our channel, because we're still going to be here.
Yeah.
We will be bringing you the news every week. We'll be bringing you stories from people and how they're using these GLP-1 medications. We'll keep bringing you our weekly updates and how we're working through this. So stick with us, because this is for life with us, right? We don't want to go back to the pre-GLP-1 life. Like I'm terrified to go back there. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna, we'll be here. So please keep tuning in. We appreciate it.
Terry Rhodes says, thank you for the information. We need to be patient advocates. Absolutely. Jen says, write a letter to the president and the RFK Jr. Write a letter to everybody, honestly. Everybody. Your congressman, your senator, your mayor, your dog catcher. I don't care. Write a letter to everybody.
Yeah, I've heard phone calls are good too. Phone calls to your
and you've got the new head of the FDA, Markey. Send him a note as well too. Anybody who can have any influence on this. Ray Lyons says, I've seen people buying the research peptide. Do you know anything about those? You get powder and have to reconstitute it. Just wondering if that's the same thing. Well, so
it's called the gray market.
Yeah, that's called the gray market. we don't judge what you choose to do with your personal health, but I can tell you that it's not something that we will do. Those medications are explicitly stated as not for human consumption. They're not regulated. They're coming from God knows where, and they're very, very cheap. So it's not something that we're going to do.
It's not worth your life. You know what I mean? Like, if mixing them up just to us, not judging anybody else out there, but if you're buying these from China or somewhere else and then mixing them up with water at your, like, I can't recommend that. It's just not a good idea. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not a doctor. And then to inject these unknown substances into your body, I can't support that. I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Kristen says, unfortunately, people are going, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's part of the challenge of this is what Lilly will do is force people to become desperate. And when people become desperate, they make decisions that they probably shouldn't or wouldn't have in other times.
Yeah.
So
let's just continue to
be safe, please. Be
make
safe.
good choices for our health.
Joe Langan says, hi, you two. This truly sucks. Thank goodness I'm reaching my goal weight and I stockpiled some.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a couple of, we have a little bit in the fridge, so we're not out, but, it's really, it just sucks. It just sucks.
Val M says, I have enough extra Mounjaro pins to get my husband by. He only needs a very low dose. I'll just eject and split doses. Well,
yeah,
there's ways to do it.
Fit Flavor Fun and some others do that. We haven't done that at this point, but
let's see.
Thanks again for all your work and updates. You're welcome. I still haven't gotten my script. Yeah, I'm waiting for my shipment. Been waiting since about March 14th. Morning from Southern California. Sorry for all the drama from my compound peeps. Yeah, thanks, Val. Cynthia says, I think these pharmaceutical companies will adhere to the letters.
Some of them certainly will. Some of them.
I think they'll have to.
So the cease and desist.
They'll go to court.
Cease and desist letters are basically warnings of we're going to sue you if you don't. So I think many of them will look at it and go, this is not worth our money or our effort, and we don't have the financial backing. This will put us out of business, and they will. And I think a few of them will stand up and fight. So we'll see.
Well, I guess he's Empower and Strive. They make other things other than compounded GLP-1 medications, right? So they have other lines of businesses. I don't know,
Yeah, compounded GLP-1s are only one part of compounding. I mean, if you watch Dave Knapp's interview the other day with the OFA CEO president guy, I mean, one of the things he said was basically these big pharma companies are painting all compounding as bad. And the reality of compounding is it's been around for 100 plus years. It serves a need in the healthcare system. And I mean, we've used it when one of our daughters couldn't swallow a pill or had an allergy to something else. It wasn't about GLP-1s. So for them to villainize an entire industry over it is just not fair. Turning the sage, if I develop health issues and can't afford, I'm suing Lilly. Okay. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if you could do that. But
I mean, they're a giant. I mean, they have billions.
We'd have to have legal standing. I'm not sure how you would prove that.
It'd be very difficult without some kind of financial backing. Your voice for the many others is much appreciated. Thank you for today's update. I look forward to your continued updates. Thanks, Jean.
Thank you, Jean.
I think Mochi's hands are tied. Nothing happens except open promises that goes nowhere. They're going to do what they can do. So
and we have no insight. We have not talked to them. We're still waiting on our medication too. Jen, let's see here. Let's see who we have here. Oh, Mel B.
Hey, Mel B.
Glad I caught the live. Do you two get 2 separate emails this morning? Lower your prices, Lily.
We've been on the computer, Mel. Hang on. Thanks, Mel, for your super chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know, Mel, but thank you very much. You're awesome.
Oh.
What does it say?
She's talking about She's got a metabolic summary after her last doctor's appointment and in-body scan. That can show. I won't read the whole thing on the air, but well, that's cool, Mel. I'm anxious to learn more about that. Wayne Whitmer says, "Hi, they can only sell."
It's bigger.
It's bigger over here.
It's bigger.
Hi, Wayne says, "Hey, 8 lines. They can only sell those by claiming they are only for research purposes only and not meant for human use, although there are plenty of individuals using themselves." He was talking about the research peptides, the gray market where you buy it from wherever. And honestly, these people, these gray market people are emailing me daily, like, buy my peptides, cheap prices. And I'm like, no, thank you. So I just don't, I can't recommend that.
So Val F says, who's a member, thank you, says, do I need a prescription from my doctor to buy direct from Lilly? So yes, you do. I think they do have a telehealth that they can direct you to as well. But if your doctor, you can go to the Lilly Direct website and print it out. It's basically like your doctor sending it to any pharmacy,
to
whether
CVS
or whatever. They just send it to Lilly Direct.
Yeah.
So, it's certainly an option. It's a lot more expensive than compounding, but, if it's the only thing available, you do what you got to do.
Hey, Lisa. Just interviewed Lisa. Was that just yesterday, Lisa? So, yeah, for the Downsized dish. So her interview is going to come up in a couple weeks. Yeah, very concerning. Anthony says, this is just me with my tinfoil hat, but I bet Eli Lilly tipped off the what? You think? The timing is just too good that Mochi was forced to move in power, and now Eli Lilly is suing. Crazy.
I don't do tinfoil hats, but nothing would surprise me.
Well, this hurts. Yeah, it hurts my heart too, Anna. Eli Lilly did have one of our videos removed from YouTube. They said it was a
trademark
violation. And it was the video where I had gotten my first blue box from Mochi with my first blue thermos, and I was just unboxing it. And I did say the words Zebbound and Manjaro, but I just referenced that. So I don't know. I hope they don't come for us little guys out here in the suburbs, just, reporting on the news and trying to get healthy and trying to, lose weight. It's really frustrating, guys. So please like and subscribe to our channel because we're going to be here.
And if you haven't gone to our website and signed up for our email list, the email list is a list that we own. And even if Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, went away, we would still have contact with you. So go to Velocity's to thedownsized.org.
thedownsized.org. Sign up for our email list. Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff on there too. You can check out.
Coco, any suggestions on compound company? I'm looking to switch from Mochi. Well, here's the thing, Coco. Based on this news, no compounding company is safe right now. They will all get a cease and desist letter sooner or later. They could all be sued sooner or later. None of them are safe. It's just there's not a great answer to that.
I would imagine they'll still pump out until they can't. Hi all. Today Novo Nordisk reduced the price of the highest dose of Wegovy in Germany. All right. It cost almost half the price of the highest dose of Mounjaro. Users will switch to Wegovy. Price war. That'd be great if they want to do that in the U.S. too. I think both Wegovy and Zepbound are over $1,000 without insurance here in the U.S. right now.
Yeah. All right. We have 311 people out there and 135 likes. Hello, 312 now. If you haven't already hit like and subscribe, and that would be awesome. Let's see here. Joe Langan says, why not have compounders do business with Lilly, give Lilly a percentage of their sales?
I think they would rather die.
You know what? I think if you are an executive sitting at Lilly or Novo, you smell blood in the water and you are not giving them a lifeline.
No, you're not giving them any way to continue, because in Lilly's eyes, these compounders are taking away from Lilly's profits. So, Lilly is in business to make money for Lilly. They're hoping that if they go after the big ones, the little ones will voluntarily drop out. I think they're going after some little ones too. I think they're going after a whole lot. And they're going to see who rolls up and goes home and who wants to stand and fight, the giant that is Eli Lilly. So we'll see.
Coco says the app's not there anymore.
The Empower app?
Yeah, I don't know.
Girl, I just saw it.
Betty says, should I put my order in California, Red Rock Pharmacy? You might as well try. I don't know what's going to happen. Jen says they're still filling.
Okay, I'm looking at the Empower app right now. So maybe you can't, I don't know, maybe you can't download it, but I still have.
Jen, why doesn't Congress pull Lilly in for
Pharmacy.
questioning? So Congress, through the HELP committee, which is, I won't remember what HELP, it's an acronym for something. Used to be Bernie Sanders was in charge of it. Now with the administration change, I don't remember the person who's in charge of it. They've called in Novo and everybody.
The CEO of Novo went
to talk about this. They could certainly do this. It wouldn't hurt. We would love to see that. I think at some point they're going to have to grow some teeth and actually do something about it versus just talking about it. So there's been lots of hearings. We've covered them, but pass some legislation, change this stuff. Ray, pharmaceutical companies are greedy. It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Seem that way. And sadly, I think powerful. Yeah, for sure. I feel like they are targeting Mochi.
They're targeting everybody. It's not just Mochi. Coco says it's not in the App Store anymore.
Huh. And the one I downloaded is no longer working. I don't know. I can see mine, but maybe it's not in the App Store. How long do these patents last? 20 years?
I don't remember the dates off the top of my head. If somebody's watching can throw that, but you're looking at into the 30s, into the 2035 maybe. And the deal is every time they get it approved for something else, so sleep apnea or whatever, they can extend that patent on certain things. So I think there's certainly a conversation around patent law that should happen. There's new regulations that could happen. There could be profit restrictions that could happen. I know this is the United States. Nobody wants to hear that, but it happens in other fields. So, I mean, there are states that regulate the price of milk. There's states that regulate the price of tobacco. There's all kinds of things out there that happen. No, they haven't talked. Brello uses South End Nerd Startup Incubator says. Let's see here.
What time is it?
Jill says, trying to remember, did you say Obesity Coalition is part of Big Pharma? I don't remember coalition. There's several obesity groups that are trade associations that some of them are funded. I don't remember whether it was the coalition or not. But all of the major obesity groups have come out against compounding, to my knowledge. So I don't know that they're going to be a big help. They could be a big help in the conversation around pricing for the branded, but I don't know that they're going to, but it doesn't hurt to try.
You'd think with somebody with Obesity Coalition in the name would be like pro people with the disease of obesity, but that's not really what that means.
No.
That's not really what that means. We'll be here with you guys. Thanks, Anna. Thanks for sticking with us. Hilcars G. My primary doc is against GLP-1 and wants to wean me off. Need to find a new doctor. That'd be what I'd do. Find a new doctor. Nerd Startup Incubator says, hand out letters like your Oprah. You get a letter and you get, that's probably, I don't know, except not in a good way. I mean, Oprah gave out cars that way, right? That's not what they're doing. People can mix them up safely, but if you're not spending time really learning how to do it right, then you can get hurt.
Well, and the question becomes, is it possible to mix them safely? Yes, it is. I think the real challenge is, do you really know where those medications are coming from? Are they safe? Have they been tested? They obviously state they're not for human use. So again, we're not going to judge you for taking care of but be safe. I mean, it's not something we're going to do anytime soon. I can tell you that. Mel B.
Hey, Mel B. People don't have the money. If people don't have the money, that's the end of the line. It's a shame. Yeah. I mean, what's the lowest dose of the Eli Lilly vial is $3.49 for 2.5. I think so. $3.99 for 5. Yeah, that doesn't really help anybody. Yep, I too have been waiting since mid-March as well. Yeah. Novo reduced the price in Sweden too, but so far not many are changing meds, even though Manjaro is double the price of the highest dose of Wegovy. They need to lower the prices soon. You get on that medicine and it's working and you see the results and you're like, man, I don't ever want to change off of this in a million years. So I get it, but at some point price is going to be the driver to make people, go to different medications or try different things. So
Rhea says, thanks you for all you do. PJ Clark Art Studio says, hopefully there will be some laws passed for Big Pharma and their corruption. Corruption isn't really a word I would use in this case, although there's certainly the potential for that. Our system is built, and you can like it, you can hate it, it doesn't really matter. The truth of the matter is corporations are designed to make profit and yield returns in Wall Street, period. That's just the way our system works. Like it, hate it, doesn't matter. So their goal is to maximize profit. Okay. First and foremost. And if they don't, every quarter, the analysts are going to see them, their stock's going to drop. So
their $800 a share stock.
It kind of is what it is until our system evolves and changes, or until there's legislation that puts some parameters around that. And certainly the Federal Trade Commission could come in and have big conversations around this, around monopolies, around who actually funded most of this research early on, because it was the American people. There's a lot that could be done, but we have to start somewhere.
Eli Lilly does not produce semaglutide. Semaglutide is the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, and that is made by Novo Nordisk. So Eli Lilly is the one today with the news story of handing out lawsuits. Not to say that Novo Nordisk isn't handing out lawsuits. We just don't have a story about that today.
But the presumption is Novo is watching all of this happen, right. and this will set the precedent for what will happen in the future. It's typically, the way that the court cases work. They're looking to see what else has happened. Kimberly Rogers, thank you for being a member. Kimberly says, do not use research peptides. A friend's coworker ended up in the hospital because she was using the kind you had to mix yourself. They made her very sick. Yeah. Chanel Thomas says, I just signed up for Mochi while I not get my tirzepatide. Girl, we don't know. Honestly.
It's hard to say.
Yep.
Balef, thank you. I'll see how Weight Watchers handles this for now. Yeah, they push the compounded semaglutide. I think you can get compounded tirzepatide through Weight Watchers clinic, but I'm not sure. Doctor's appointment next month, so if I need to, I'll ask her to write a prescription for me. Yeah.
Elizabeth says, I appreciate all you do. Thank you very much.
Kathleen Fink, hey Lily, you want us to come back, lower your prices to a reasonable price, and it will happen organically. That's what I'm saying, Kathleen.
I mean, they could shut this whole conversation down with one press release. It wouldn't take anything.
I mean, here's the, how much would you pay for a box of 4 of these? Yeah. We just want it accessible, right?
Yep.
I had no idea they took one of downwood. We didn't really make a big deal about it because it wasn't, and it was an older video. It was like a video from the summer, but it was definitely a Mochi focused video, right? So why target that one?
But it wasn't actually about Mochi. It wasn't about Lilly.
It wasn't about Lilly at all. Mm-hmm. It was about Mochi and my medicine that I got, and I said the word Zepbound, but we say the word Zepbound all the time. So am I not supposed to say that anymore?
Scott Kinnison says currently you can get the 5, 10, and 15 milligram dose of Zepbound from Lilly Direct for $500. Not really, Scott. So you can get the 5, 7.5, and 10 milligram dose of Zepbound in vials for $4.99, the 2.5 vial for $3.49. You can order the pens at any of the doses
from Lilly Direct.
From Lilly Direct, and that's going to depend on your coupon price. So they have a savings card. that could be $6.50 or $5.50 depending on which coupon you have. And if you have government insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, or a lot of veterans, you're not eligible for that. So you'll end up having to pay full price on that. So basically there's two programs. The vial program, which is a true cash program, they charge $3.49 for a 2.5 and $4.99 for a 5.75 and 10. And I'm looking at the website right now because I won't remember it. And then they have a savings card program. So you can, all the medicines out there that you can get from them.
With the savings card program, you can get, we get a box of 4 of these pens. Used to be $5.50. That coupon ran out for us, and now it's $6.50. Why'd the coupon run out for us? I don't know. I went to Walgreens. They told me it didn't work anymore. I had to get another one. It was $6.50. So do we fill that very often? No, we don't like to because it's expensive. But that's how it works. I just got Zepbound for $3.50 for 2.5. I'm going to start out microdosing a bit at one point. Not from Lilly Direct, I hope. Microdosing a bit at 1.25, so that's $150 per month. Eli Lilly has the vial now instead of the pen. Yeah, but the problem is if you don't reorder from Lilly Direct for the vials every 45 days, they jack your price up.
It goes up $200.
They don't want you microdosing out of their vial. They want you to take it as given, right? And if you don't reorder, they will increase your price.
And what pharmacists and medical professionals have told me, and I'm not a doctor, so I cannot say that this is true. I can just tell you what I've been told is the vials that Lilly is selling in were not designed for multiple uses, such that the sterility, you shouldn't really draw out of them multiple times. Again, not a doctor, don't really know.
And we don't have any Lilly Direct vials, so we can't really compare to ones that we have.
Yeah, we haven't ordered from them on that, but we would. Becky Clark says, appreciate the information. Life can be so sad. Leah Shepard, hey, my new friends, I've been following you guys and my heart hurts about all of this. I just began my journey February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. And I lost 16.6 pounds. It's life-changing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll just say one more time, we're not doctors. This is not medical advice. Consult your doctor before starting any new healthcare plan, okay? $100 to Lilly is equivalent to probably, they could lower. It's not really even comparable. I really hope this judge considers all sides, especially the current compound patients and why we need this medication. And unfortunately, there's such a bias against obesity patients, right? And you guys all know it. Anybody who's currently on one of these GLP-1, GIP medications, you lose weight, your friend says, oh my God, how'd you do it? And you say, well, I'm taking this great new drug called Zepbound. And they say, oh, you're cheating. Why didn't you just diet and exercise? Can't you just do it the regular way? Like, no, that's not how it works, right? So for judges to recognize what our friends and family have a hard time recognizing, it's very difficult. Lorraine, did you watch Oprah's menopause special last night? No.
Thanks for the super chat.
What? Did I miss that? We were watching some movie on Netflix with our daughter about.
Correct.
It's very sad. About a mom who dies and makes DVDs for the girl to watch after she does certain things. Anyway, I'll go back and watch it. It's probably on Hulu.
So Kathleen, I think the challenge of these court cases is, well, first of all, they're asking for a court trial. So theoretically, a jury could feel sympathy and come back and do something. But these are all really about patent law and safety and FDA regulation. They're not really going to talk about us.
Patients. No,
it's not about us. It's not about whether we can get our medications. It's not even really one of the questions. In fact, the way Lilly has posted them, I can't even get the word out. It's about patient safety. So, and I don't.
What's it really about? It's about Eli Lilly making money. That's what it's really about.
Carrie says, are these about semaglutide or tirzepatide? Currently, they're about tirzepatide, but the presumption is that this would set the precedent for the semaglutide.
Longtime viewer, keep up the great information and sharing your journey on GLP-1s. Would you be able to do a few videos on weight loss tips while on GLP-1s? Sure. And we have some. So you can look at we have over 300, 400?
400, yeah.
400 videos. But you can search on our YouTube channel and we post new things all the time. So make sure you hit subscribe so you stay up to date. But yeah, go back and watch. I've done, how I lost 50 pounds, 8 reasons why you're not losing weight on a GLP-1, top tips, things I eat.
Yeah, we've done tons.
But yeah.
Go back, you can search all of them. And they're actually, if you look at it on your computer versus your phone, it's a little easier to see they're grouped into categories. And there is one that's just called Downsized Tips.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This movie is literally to make us all go to Lilly Direct VR Pro. Of course it is. Yeah,
they want all the money.
Chanel says, and I think she's asked this question a couple times, so I'll answer it again. I just signed up. Will I not get my tirzepatide? We don't know.
I would stay. I would send a message through the portal. I would, watch that. If, I don't know. I'm waiting for medication. I've been waiting since the middle of March. So I don't know. I just received an email from UPS from Empower. We'll receive. Oh, all right, good. Oh, all right. Well, good. See, people are starting to get. So Empower must be shipping today. Yeah. If you just got that, they must have just printed the label. So,
and typically the way this works is that the courts and the FDA allow anything in process to complete.
I wonder if I have any.
That's not that we know that that's what's going to actually happen, but that over the last, I guess, year or whatever is the way it's happened. So we shall see. Jen says, hit up ChatGPT to create a letter to all avenues. Mass mail them. Yep. Lori says, get rid of PBMs and pass the savings on to us. Absolutely. That's the right answer. Yep. Let's see here. Jen says, I just bumped up. What?
No, that's not it.
That's not it. Just bumped up to 12.5 yesterday. 10 milligrams was done nothing. Who wants to get stuck at 2.5 because of the price?
I get an email every day from USPS that tells me what mail I'm getting. They scan it in or something, and I get little and if I'm getting a package, and I got excited because I saw there was a package, but it was not from Empower, it's from somewhere else. But yeah, you can go sign up at USPS.com and you can see what's in your mail every day before you get your mail.
Look, Milagros is looking at my insurance. It's charging $2,980. I'm not sure how it would do that. That would be surprising to me. That's significantly higher.
Was that a 3-month supply or something? Maybe. I mean, if you look on, you can even look on GoodRx for the best price around near you, and it's usually going to be between $1,000 and $1,200 per month for majority of Zepbound, Ozempic.
And if you go to both Lilly and Novo sites, they have a cash price. You don't even have to use your insurance. You just pay them the cash, and it is what it is.
You talking about Lilly Direct?
But both Lilly and Novo do. Yes.
Mochi Health, they use Empower and so does Lavender Sky Health. I think it's their way of impacting compound where it hurts the supply chain.
Yeah, I mean, we said this early on in this, so absolutely it is.
I get brand. Lucky you, Jen Gamboa. Yeah, but she was on, better jobs, better insurance. Maybe I should go get a job at I think one of the cable companies in town has.
Starbucks has good insurance.
Starbucks, what is it? Spectrum Cable, I think. I work for a smaller company that made us buy our own insurance plan. I don't know what that is, but all right.
Yeah. So, we work for ourselves, so we buy out of the market. There's
no marketplace insurance that covers this.
Yeah, there is zero that's covered.
So nothing's covered, Zilch. Yeah. I'll pay Lilly Direct. Yeah, well, we'll all be doing what we got to be doing. There's Nydia. Good morning. And apologies if
well, so theoretically, no. I mean, they were supposed to have already stopped.
Yeah.
So according to FDA regulations and the dates that were set. Now, some of them were pushing it out. And basically, after those dates passed, now Lilly has issued dozens of cease and desist letters to compounding pharmacies, to all kinds of folks, as well as these 2 court cases to Empower and to Strive. And they're asking for everything. So let's see here. Jen says she works for a startup pharma and they pay 100% of our benefits. And now we get GLP-1 coverage. Good for you, girl. I know it's a unicorn situation. Our HR department got bombarded with requests for GLP-1s.
I'm looking for the app.
Val says maybe there's the plan. Shut down suppliers and drop the price, or they will be greedy and keep it at the current lower price. I think it'll be the latter.
It's not in the app
Who
store
knows,
anymore.
Val? Only time will tell.
It's not in the App Store anymore.
Yeah. Anthony says, let's pray the judge for the court case was obese all through their childhood and is currently on a GLP-1, so they'll take our side. Again, Anthony, the problem is there's no our side. There is no patient side in this conversation. This is really a court case between Eli Lilly and the compounding pharmacies. So would it be nice if we could continue to get compounded medications? Sure. Do I think that's not really what this case is about? So
why would Empower take down their app out of the App Store?
Who knows? Nydia says many creators use Mounjaro Zepbound and the Lilly logo as a clickbait while promoting compounded versions.
Yeah.
Eli Lilly should go up. And they have been going after them for sure. And that's what we've seen shut down. What was interesting is the one video that was taken down for us did not have Lilly's logo in the thumbnail, in the name, nothing. It was really a Mochi unboxing.
There was no I mean, we were able to go back and find the video in an online backup platform that we use. So, I mean, I watched it again. I'm like, what did I say? You know what? It was just clearly targeting Mochi. It's my belief. I don't know. But that's what I believe.
African and Blessed to Travel just got off the phone with Empower checking on my shipment. I asked about whether they are being sued by Lilly. She put me on hold, came back and told them that is just a rumor. It's not a rumor.
This came out at 5:00 a.m.
Yeah, it is. They just may not have known. I can tell you.
They came to work and they don't,
This is the document for the court case. It's not a rumor. They are actually being
filed
sued
in the state of New Jersey. Yeah, we're not making it up, unfortunately. We can barely afford Lilly Direct for my meds, but I worry for my kids who are, our kids are on it too. And it's overwhelming. She also told me I'm now in their system. It takes up to 14 days to get in their system, but moving forward, fingers crossed, African and Blessed to Travel. Thanks for being a member. Mark Klein, for-profit healthcare is an oxymoron.
Yeah, that's for sure. And honestly, I should probably do a video on it that nobody would watch, but for-profit healthcare has not always been a thing in the United States. There was a time prior to the 80s, honestly, where insurance wasn't for-profit, where it couldn't cross state lines, where it has all changed in the last 30, 40 years. And it could change back. I mean, it could go to something where it was actually about taking care of patients.
I mean, with all the crazy stuff that's going on these days, unless people get riled up about this, but there's so much to get riled up about now, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Can you work with your doctor to get a well-crafted prescription for insurance approval? I don't know.
I mean, you can always work with your doctor and try that. I can tell you, our insurance doesn't cover it, period. It doesn't matter what letter they wrote. The answer is no. So it's going to depend on your insurance.
I mean, maybe you're talking about a prior authorization to get the insurance company to cover it on a prior authorization. Every insurance plan is different. They're just so confusing. You just have to dig into yours and see what yours covers.
It's crazy. Vegan Force for the prizes says maybe the letters are an April Fool's joke. It is odd that it came out on April 1st, but no.
I mean, we pulled up the court.
They're
filing.
real.
Yeah, it just stinks, right? I didn't mean to imply. Well, I know what you meant. No, I'm sorry. I didn't think that. It is when you don't know. I mean, if I was working at any place, I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to work, I'd start doing my job. I don't search for news stories about GLP-1s necessarily, but because this is what we do, we saw it immediately this morning. So I don't know what they'll tell their staff. But.
Yeah, I mean, you come into work and you've got a federal lawsuit from Eli Lilly that could equate to millions, I'm sure. Yeah. Now they probably won't ever have to pay all that, but it could.
I mean, I worked for a company one time that went through bankruptcy and eventually closure, and the employees were the last to know anything in that situation.
Certainly the poor lady answering the phone. I mean, they're.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, she.
Be nice to them because it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, right? They're just working at a place doing their job, right? So yeah, it stinks.
Let's see here. Woodkirky, hello. Woodkirky says tirzepatide contain benzyl alcohol, which is a preservative, glycerine, hydroxyl hydrochloric acid solution, phenol, which is also a preservative. Vials don't. All about money. People don't. Hopefully it will change. Yeah,
There's no preservatives in the vials. Trying to watch from work, but I had to pause the live for a meeting, trying to catch up. But I'm sure you both did an amazing job at keeping us informed. Thanks, Jess.
All right. So right now we have
All right, hit the like button.
348 people out there, 189 likes, almost 200.
I got to go.
And we're going to have to go shortly.
My cousin who lives in California is coming to Charlotte today to help a friend of hers move. So I'm going to go meet her for lunch on the other side of Charlotte from where we are. But so yeah, I'm going to go do that. I haven't seen her in years. Remember that 4th of July she came?
Oh, yeah.
That was probably 7 or 8 years ago. So anyway, fun.
Anyway, so to wrap it up, just to remind you what we've been talking about for an hour, Eli Lilly has filed court cases in 2 states against Empower the Pharmacy and Strive the Pharmacy, both compounding pharmacies, asking them to stop immediately, as well as seeking damages, seeking all their profits, seeking 3 times, seeking legal fees, the whole 9 yards, and asking for a trial in front of a jury. So we'll see what the response is to that. We don't really know, but Lilly is raising the game and bringing out the big guns, and they've.
Too bad we don't live in New Jersey. Maybe we could get picked to be on the jury.
I'm pretty sure they would not let me be on the jury. Probably the first question is, do you use compounded?
Are you on a GLP-1 medication? Do you know what what is the disease of obesity? No. Do you know obesity is a disease? Because most people don't. But obesity is a disease, right? It's not your fault. That's we have these tools now for this disease of obesity. We just want access to them. We just want to keep going with our health journey, right? So
yeah. PJ says, I just looked it up and seems that ordering within 45 days is for the 7, 5, and 10 doses, not the 2.5 or 5. And I think you are correct.
Oh, yes. Good info. Okay.
Their assumption is you're going to have to move up, and when you hit those,
they don't want you splitting the bigger.
They don't want you splitting the bigger doses.
Yeah.
KCB says, thanks, LD and CD. Appreciate y'all keeping us up to date. All right.
All right, guys.
That's about us for today. Make sure to join us on Wednesday for our Downsized Live at 7, I guess, Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back to answer questions. Who knows what will happen between now and then? Who knows?
Hopefully more people will receive their medications, including me. Or maybe it'll just ship.
If you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. We made it to 200 likes and subscribe, 206. So thank you very much. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And my name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Lorraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized. We'll see you next time.